Hi, Gemini. Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful reading. No, we don't know yet. But we shall see. But this is your astrology forecast. We'll be looking at the sun goes to sidereal Libra. But hold your horses before we start. Let me give a brief introduction on how to watch this reading. This will be heavily based on the moon sign. But if you want to watch your ascendant, you can. But the sun sign people would need to get their chart. If you don't know your chart, you can get in the description box below. It's down there. It's also discounted. You can get a 2023 prediction. Now, here's the situation. I do sidereal astrology and I don't do Western, so don't get confused with that. I will be looking at the planet only, isolated from all other planets. So that may become, like if that's gonna be an issue for you, I suggest you don't watch this at all. Okay, because if you wanna, like if you wanna hear something, just because you wanna hear something, it's not gonna be this. Okay, so let's begin here for the Gemini. Now, one thing that we need to understand here is this is a transit. There is a dasha and antardasha. Okay. Before we can even look at the transit. So it doesn't mean that this is going to manifest for you unless you know your chart. Okay. So you got to know your dasha, antardasha. All right. Okay. So this is manifesting fifth house for the Gemini. Now, the moon in Gemini will feel this more because the moon is our mind, our emotions, our feelings. This is the one that makes that decision. Okay, so that's why I said it's heavily based on the moon sign, but of course, the ascendant if you want to apply it. Now, having the sun transit the fifth house, this can give you an unsteady mind. This can give you some issues in your professional work. You may have issues with processing things, like mental fog, like that. This can become a challenge for you to make a decision. Mm. Remember, the sun is also debilitated in Libra. It loses its power. Sun rules the third house for you, which is courage. And if the sun is losing its courage, and then it's here now in your fifth house, which can be your not which me, but this is your happy house. This is your happiness house. Fifth house is where we date, romance. This is our self-expression. This is where we fall in love. There may be some difficult times about a relationship. A decision has to be made. It's somewhat connected actually to the tarot reading, so make sure to watch the tarot also. You may incur like certain enemies over here. You may get into fights. You may have issues with your superiors, like your boss, or whoever on top of you at work. If you're coming here, basically, you would want to hear this ahead before it happens, right? Because this is a transit reading. So if you have an open mind, you can try and jot down put it down on the notes. So this is going to be a challenge. So I need to do this. This is how you have to be proactive, especially if it's an astrology report. Don't just listen and then just goodbye because it doesn't help you. You have to write down specific things that I'm teaching you here. If you're just gonna let it be, chances are you're gonna head bump, you're gonna hit yourself, in the head, and then, well, I should have remembered the prediction. That's why you're here to see that before it happens. So challenges with the superior and anybody that you are in relationship with, it will become tough. It will become difficult. You may have issues with your father. And if you have a child, they become difficult. They become, what do you call it? Unruly, stubborn, you know. The sun is selfish and it's in the fifth house. So if you have kids, you may feel like right now, it's like, oh, it's always just about them. It's always just about their happiness. Remember, this is a luminary. The sun gives, it just keeps shining. So if you're the carrier of the karma, you're the Gemini, you just keep giving. Mm. The problem is the sun can't give in this house. So there's that flavor. Even though you want to give, you can't give, creates a frustration. Mm. Now, you have to be careful. I'm not a doctor, it's not a health advice, but of course, you can be careful with your heart, anything that deals with blood, mhm, or your stomach. You have to be careful. How you, again, how you think and how you process things, this is a time that you may be challenged. You will try to, like, you have a lot of things in your mind that you want. I want this, I want that, I want this. But none of those, or not everything, will manifest and come to fruition. You have to be careful also with regards to the law. Be careful with that one. Now, what I'm seeing here also for you is that with all the other aspects and combination that I'm seeing here, because I did say like I'm only looking at the sun, being conservative is the key. Not aggressively doing anything. Remember, the seasons are changing, right? So we're coming off from summer. After summer will be fall, winter, spring. There's a reason why everything falls down during this time. It's a hibernating time. It's really, like when we allow, when we not allow, when we go with the flow with how the universe is. Of course, other country you won't have the season, but if you follow, in seasons, then you go with what is nature. So this is the time where things becomes colder, right? So this is a time where when I say colder, it's because like you want to go within only. It's not really out there. This is not spring. This is not summer. This is a fall. And during this time, I'm not saying like things will fall apart. During this time, um, you may be feeling challenged with what you're looking for as far as like happiness. This is where the sun takes, let's just say, a relaxed moment. It's been shining the whole time. It's been giving the whole time. So now is the time for you, for the Gemini, to give something to yourself. This is good time, of course, for spiritual practices. And if you haven't seen your eclipse prediction, this is the best time. I already did the all zodiac eclipse prediction, but people will be stubborn. They don't want to watch it. And here we are giving all this information so that you guys can stay ahead, but too lazy. Mm. So I already gave that eclipse because the eclipse is happening in the fifth house. Very, very important prediction for you there. So make sure to watch that. Okay. So everything is going to be in the description box below for the chart. It is discounted over there, so you guys can help yourself. And also you can get a 2023 prediction if you order that. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you again on the next horoscope prediction. But next to this is the crystal collection that I am letting go. Maybe it's your turn to host this crystal. Okay, it has served its purpose for me, and whoever gets it, well, I'm very happy. Bye, guys. These are my personal collection. I'm so excited. Look at this heart. Look at this rose quartz sphere and then the amethyst. So make sure to check it out. They're looking for a new home and hopefully it's one of you guys.